Good afternoon. Dear distinguished guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor to welcome you to the Clean Energy and AI Conference 2025, the annual Congress of the European Federation of Energy Lawyers Association, EFELA. As the Vice Rector of Károly Gáspár University and the local organizer of this event, I'm delighted to see you such a distinguished gathering here in Károly Csekunics Palace today. I would like to welcome all our guests, in particularly Mr. Csaba Gondola, State Secretary for Circular Economy and Climate Policy at the Ministry of Energy of Hungary. It is a big honor to welcome Mr. Vicente López-Ibor, President of EFELA and of EDEN, Spain.
And it's a big honor to announce Ms. Marinella, the Focatiis, Senior Counsel of Edison Legal Academy and Secretary General of EFELA. No, I have my speech. Come on. I would like to welcome Professor Peter Cameron, Professor of Energy and Climate Law at Queen Mary University of London. And I welcome Peter Zoltán Csehy, who's joining us online later on. And of course, without mentioning all of the guests, I would like to welcome all distinguished guests, former judges, and all important legal scholars who's joining us today, either here or online. And your presence brings great prestige to our conference, and we are grateful to have you with us today. A few words about EFELA, and of course I'm going to talk about Károly Gáspár University as well, and the importance of this event. EFELA is a European network of national energy associations dedicated to advancing research and dialogue on modern energy law. Its mission is to strengthen legal and regulatory frameworks and support more efficient energy markets. The EFELA's annual congress is one of Europe's most prestigious forums in this field, each year hosted in different countries. Having it here in Budapest, it's both an honor and a responsibility as well. Therefore, we are proud to welcome such distinguished experience under our roof. Related to Károly Gáspár University, the university is deeply committed to sustainable development and to educating future leaders on this field. For more than 7 years, our Faculty of Law has offered an LLM degree of Energy and Natural Resource Law in Hungarian and in English as well. And as a program director, I'm very proud of my students. Last night we had a meeting of alumni students. We had more than 100 alumni students since that time. That's why we believe that our contribution is very important for regulatory energy law and for developing energy policy as well. In addition to the formal academic programs, Károly Gáspár University actively promotes sustainability through a range of scholar events and initiatives as well. This year, we have organized the Energy and Sustainability Week, a series of conferences and workshops devoted to current issues of energy and environmental sustainability. I'm pleased to note that this conference is the highlight of this Sustainability Week. Clean energy and artificial intelligence are two main important innovations which shall shape our future and our countries as well. The connections between AI and sustainability is essential. That's why we choose the theme of clean energy and AI. We believe that's very timely questions what we have to talk about today. We live in a time of big changes. On one side, the urgent need to move to clean, sustainable energy to meet the climate and environmental goals, and the other side, the fast growth of AI technologies that are changing how we solve problems. However, in Europe, we also have ambitious climate goals to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. But at the same time, the rising energy use of AI and large data centers, what we have now and under development in Europe as well, creates significant risks that we must solve, especially if this demand is made by non-renewable energy sources. Hungary is very proud to be active in these fields and be the leaders and try to be the leader scholars in this area as well. Talking about Budapest a little bit, especially for those who are joining us online right now. And I'm also very happy to have them all. So before my closing speech, let me highlight the importance of the event, the place of this event, Budapest. Our city, at the heart of Central Europe, has been long a meeting point for ideas and cultures. This makes it the perfect place for a European dialogue on law and policy. The dialogue that crosses borders and seeks common goals. By bringing experts from all over Europe, right now here more than from 15 countries, we show that the challenges for clean energy transition and AI, it's a shared goal what we have to solve together. That demand joint thinking, cross-border cooperation, and mutual understanding. I'm confident that our discussions here will bring our perspectives closer and support a stronger, more united approach to European energy law. Hosting EFELA's annual congress here is also a milestone for Hungary. It shows that the country's growing role in European energy debates, and I think it's a very good place for constructive discussions and shaping the future of energy and technology of Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, please let me express my sincere gratitude to all those who have worked tirelessly to make this conference possible. The organizers, our great sponsor, Infoware Ltd, is a leading company in Hungary, EPC company in Hungary. I really appreciate their support. And our staff, my assistant Carola, and as well everyone who contributed lots of work for this event. I trust the coming days, coming today and tomorrow, will be filled with fruitful debates, new ideas, or even new partnerships. I hope this conference will inspire us to create new laws and policies that support a sustainable and more innovative energy future for Europe. On behalf of Károly Gáspár University and EFELA, I wish you a successful and enriching conference. Thank you for your attention and welcome once again to Budapest and to this event. Let us begin our discussion in the spirit of cooperation and shared progress. Thank you very much. So let's continue with the opening speech of Vicente López-Ibor Mayor, or great president of EFELA. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning to you all. Distinguished Secretary of State of Economy, thank you so much for coming. It's an honor for us to have you here this morning. Distinguished authorities, Secretary General of EFELA, Professor Peter Cameron, President of the Section of Natural Resources and Energy of the International Bar Association, esteemed friends and colleagues, good morning again. Yesterday, after a long working day in London, I set off for Heathrow, and just as I gathered the gate, the airline announced that our plane has suffered a complete electrical problem of supply, something very contemporary sometimes. The passengers who had arrived on the very aircraft were still trapped inside in total darkness. At a very point, someone, a member and assistant of the crew, approached me by saying if I do have the intention to fly to Budapest. And I say, definitely yes, I have to be in Budapest today, early morning, only with one condition, that this blackout is not going to happen in the middle of the flight, because it was at that very moment around 1 o'clock at night. After all, I found a way to be here. I am in the Energy Congress. I said to her in a very cordial way that we are going to treat questions related to security of supply. And at the end, fortunately, at midnight, another aircraft was prepared and for the company. And finally, I arrived to this marvelous city where a patient driver awaited for me. So it's a great pleasure and an honor to be with you today as the president of EFELA. My deepest gratitude to the University of Karoli Gaspar and the vice rector, my very good friend and professor, Robert Szuchy, our friend, colleague, and tireless president of the organizing committee of this annual Congress, for his generous invitation and his distinguished academic and the capacity to bring together the distinguished academic community. I wish to thank all of you, authorities, speakers, panelists, participants, and audience for making this international gathering possible, and I must extend a special gratitude to all the members of EFELA that are coming from different parts of Europe, from Belgrade to Vienna, from Lisbon to Paris or London and even Scotland to here to Budapest, and I'm missing so many of them from, of course, from Milano and Rome to here. And we had an executive committee just half an hour ago, and it was very interesting. As Robert pointed out, we have the privilege to count with very distinguished colleagues, some of them with a long experience on the Court of Justice. Three of them, they were members of the Court of Justice, 2 of them former presidents of the tribunal. We count also for a former president of the European Council of Cooperation, another member. It was also co-founder of this institution, and other very distinguished colleagues. So that means that we have a density of intellectual discussion about this subject in all our meetings. We prepare carefully our seminars and Congress, so we feel particularly proud of the work that we are doing. We have a close relation of cooperation with the European institutions, as I mentioned, the Court of Justice, but as well the European Commission, through particularly the Director General of Legal Services, and we have already a good level of cooperation with the Secretary General of the Council, European Council, and so on. Today, as Professor Szuchy mentioned, the field of energy law stands at the decisive crossroads. For energy itself has become central not only to politics and geopolitics, undoubtedly this is a geopolitics momentum, but also to economics, industry, regulation, and indeed to social activity, society as a whole. We now live in an age in which energy policy, industrial strategy, climate ambition, and technological innovation converge, demanding that law, regulation, and governance provide order, vision, and direction. Energy today faces the immense challenge of decarbonization, a transition filled with opportunities, paradoxes, and urgencies. The link between energy development and sustainability is no longer a matter of choice. It is at once a moral imperative, a strategic necessity, and a demanding call for future, more balanced, more integrated, and more prosperous. This transition must balance security of supply with environmental horizons, economic growth with social responsibility, technological innovation with public confidence. And it must accomplish all these under unprecedented time pressure. That is another characteristic, I think, of our contemporary times, that we have to do everything at the same time very fast. So three a little bit complicated conditions if you see those simultaneously. Alongside decarbonization comes another unstoppable force, the digital revolution. Nobody, in fact, if we are honest with ourselves, have seen this before COVID. But digital revolution is everywhere. Artificial intelligence, data centers, digital platforms, for quantum initiatives for energy services are transforming the energy landscape. Accelerating production cycles, multiplying energy demand and creating new actors, new markets, and new vulnerabilities. Yet more of this will be possible without energy, more energy, cleaner energy, delivered throughout a value chain that is at once sustainable or should be efficient and competitive. Energy system must now treat consumers not as a passive recipients, but as active participants with access, transparency, and choice. I'm not going to provide figures with regard to this revolution. I'm so sure that the experts that are going to contribute to this Congress, they would provide many things, but only to recall a couple of questions. First, the landscape of European initiatives that we have in the horizon. Some of them have been already adopted. Just mentioning the Data Governance Act, the Data Act, the Digital Services Act, the Cloud Act, regulations, directives, all these things that are coming immediately in the next months and a couple of years. And also some elements from the regulatory perspective, just the enunciation, not the development of this, or neither the content, but these implications for the regulatory system. Of course, in terms of infrastructure, planning, permitting, transparency, efficiency, interoperability, profitability, security, resilience, the new word. Here, the law becomes indispensable. It must bring order to complexity, stability to uncertainty, and coherence to fragmentation. It must design clear procedures, create frameworks of regulatory security, remove barriers to competition, ensure market transparency, and protect consumers, and make promotion in the field of something that I believe is another very important word and also a spirit for our job, that is innovation. We have to innovate. There are new things. Energy law must therefore provide clarity, certainty, and unity on all this process. The European Union is focusing very much on this, perhaps with a little delay, because we have to recall that the Draghi report is a year ago, and I think only 10 or 50% of the measures has been already accomplished. But there are a lot of things we don't have time to lose, and irrespective in what dimension of the energy law, renewables, thermal power, renewable gases, green hydrogen, nuclear energy, the new nuclear energy, digital energy platforms everywhere. The Congress devoted of clean energy and artificial intelligence, in my opinion, could not be more timely. When it was approved, this Congress in the Executive Committee, I think it was a unanimous decision of all the members of how important are these questions for today's concerns in the energy sector and in the law community. As president of EFELA, I feel particularly pride, I would say, in the role of our federation plays in Europe and beyond, promoting dialogue, study, analysis, research, and proposals on all these vital matters. We are the only European federation on the field of energy law. Our cooperation with other regions of the world is growing rapidly. A few months ago, we signed an agreement with OLADE that brings together 27 ministers of energy in Latin America. And we have also particular relations now with the organizing committee of the COP30. But this is only part of our, story. The work of our European members associations is the vital core of our essence and is extraordinary. We have almost 20 national associations around EFELA. I've seen in firsthand in France, in UK, in Portugal, in Italy, in Serbia, in Greece, in Norway, and in so many other places, how national congresses are rich in debate, strong in academic content, and remarkable in professional quality. So for all these reasons, I repeat, it's a great honor to be with you today in Budapest to learn from you. As always, I think one condition that we should have, we believe that we are all academicians, but I continue being a student. And I am also very happy that a nephew of mine is on the audience because he's doing, since a week ago, an Erasmus in this fantastic country. So thank you so much. I do wish a very interesting and fruitful discussion and contributions. I thank you once again, your participation, and particularly to your government, to the Secretary of State, and to the University Karoli Gaspar, Professor Robert Szuchy, for your welcoming. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vicente. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank very much Professor Robert Szuchy and Karoli Gaspar University for choosing to hold this conference focused on truly strategic topics here today. On April 28 this year, we saw Granada plunge into darkness due to a massive power outage that affected Spain nationwide. The reason? A voltage surge that led to small grid failures. You will see that many of the themes we will be discussing today are linked primarily to clean technology and building a trustworthy, secure energy system that will ensure blackouts remain a thing of the past. Today, I'd like to map out the route of energy law in the present with regard to the main topic of this conference. We are, therefore, gathered at a crucial moment for Europe's energy system. I'd like to highlight that the goals of climate neutrality, energy security, and digital transformation are converging. And this brings both opportunity and complexity. As the European Federation, our role is to connect energy law associations, share knowledge, and strengthen legal cooperation across member states. We are happy to hear that EFELA now includes 17 European countries after the recent addition of Poland and Belgium to our federation. This is growth, not just in numbers, but in the diversity of perspectives and legal traditions that enrich our collective mission. Furthermore, we hope that this number can reach 20 by the next EFELA conference. Events like this conference are essential to our missions because allows us to exchange practical insights and shape a common legal response to the challenges we all face. Regarding EU energy strategy and the green transition, there are three burning questions. And the first one is, how do we use AI to support the green transition without undermining it? This question puts us in a difficult position. Europe has set clear goals in reducing emissions, securing energy independence, building a more resilient economy. Initiatives like the Green Deal, the New Competitiveness Compass, the Clean Industrial Deal aim to make this vision a reality. However, delivering on those promises requires more than policy. It demands coordination, technology, and strong legal frameworks. We all know that AI is becoming a key part of energy strategy. It improves forecasting, it helps balance demand and supply, it reduces maintenance costs, but it consumes a growing amount of energy. Data centers supporting AI could see energy use rise by up to 50% a year by 2030. And the second burning question is, what is the role of law in managing AI impact? Now, I'd like to turn your attention to energy law, which has a central role to play here. Today, we face several legal and technical gaps. Firstly, no common standards exist for measuring AI's energy environmental impact. Also, the fragmented infrastructure and data systems still need to be developed. And finally, there is a great uncertainty around how new rules like the AI Act, the GDPR, the Cyber Resilience Act will apply in practice. That's why dialogue between national associations and European bodies is so important. Together, we must push to achieve AI-specific sustainability assessment, clear sector-based guidance for implementation, and better tools for accountability across the AI supply chain. And the third question is, how do innovation, competition, and environmental transparency fit in here? How can these shape our energy markets? Certainly, innovation in AI is reshaping our energy markets, from smart grids to community energy systems, but in a competitive landscape, transparency is becoming just as important as performance. Regulators, consumers, and investors are asking the following questions. How much energy is used by a given solution? What emissions are involved in its operation? Is it contributing to or compromising sustainability goals? Those who can answer these questions clearly will have a competitive edge. That's the reason transparent environmental reporting must become a legal and commercial standard. And finally, I'd like to propose a call for cooperation. The European Federation strongly believes that law is not just a constraint. It's a foundation for innovation, trust, and long-term success. We are committed to supporting energy law associations in sharing expertise, identifying best practices, and shaping legal tools that are fit for the future. Let's use this conference to strengthen that cooperation. Our legal community has a key role in ensuring that AI and clean energy grow together, not apart, in ways that are fair, efficient, and aligned with the Europe's goal. And now we have the Secretary of the Minister. Thank you.